Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the special meeting of the Liquor Control Commission for Monday, December 6, 2021. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Clerk Brady, roll call, please.
Commissioner Lang.
Here.
Commissioner Vogel.
Here.
Commissioner Kruger.
Present.
Commissioner Vito.
Here.
Commissioner Rafato.
Here.
Commissioner Papantos.
Present.
Chairperson Horker.
Here. You have before you the minutes of the special meeting of November 1st, 2021. I need a motion for their approval.
So moved.
Motion, Trustee Commissioner Papantos. Second, Commissioner Vogel. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Lang.
Yes.
Commissioner Vogel.
Yes.
Commissioner Kruger.
Abstain.
Commissioner Vito.
Yes.
Commissioner Rafato.
Yes.
Commissioner Papantos.
Yes.
Chairperson Horker.
Yes. Clerk Brady, citizen concerns and comments?
Not today.
Okay. New business. A.
Consideration of a request for a Class D-1 liquor license from Beerman, U.S., 104 West Dundee Road.
Mr. Spondilis.
I believe the address is 102 East Dundee Road. Correct?
It says 104. Roger's probably right.
All right.
You're probably right.
So I will search it on here.
But before you this evening is a request for a new Class D liquor license. There is a couple of conditions associated with this business, which I will describe in a moment. Those conditions are: one, passage of an ordinance by the Board of Trustees granting a special use for the subject premises; two, passage of an ordinance by the Board of Trustees authorizing the creation of a new Class D1 liquor license; three, submission of a certificate of insurance indicating liquor liability insurance for the establishment; four, payment of all associated fees; five, satisfactory background check results; and six, submission of Bassett certificates for all applicable individuals. The business before you this evening is somewhat unique. They are applying for a beer and wine only liquor license, of which they will be serving only beer. The petitioner can explain probably in more detail than I. However, the approach here is that customers will be given growlers, and they will be able to get beer on tap from the establishment. This is a for sale only establishment. There is no consumption on premises. There is an expectation that there will be some packaged liquor sales as well, meaning packaged as in a 6-pack or a case out of a refrigerator, in addition to what is provided on tap and sold only in the approved growlers provided by the business owner themselves. The petitioner should be in the audience if they'd like to come up and present their business plan, please.
I want to tell about our business.
I'm sorry, could you state your name?
My name Timofey Agafonov.
Thank you.
So this is not a liquor store. We are going to sell beer from kegs to go. And our beer shop is not a competitor to any liquor store. Our customers are people who like a good taste of beer, and they want to get this beer to home, not sitting in the bar. And so because of the opportunity of buying beer in our store, the amount of people who drive home after a few bottles of beer after watching a game in a sport bar will be decreased. They will be able to have the same quality of beer and snacks at home. And our draft beer freshness is up to 5 days when it was filled up in a bottle. We are going to fill up plastic and glass bottles from kegs, pack it, and put a security sticker on top of the cup. Also, our label will have what kind of beer is inside, when it was packed, and expiration date. Our customers can bring glass bottle, but first first time, they should buy it from us. When customer come to fill up a glass bottle, our staff will be disinfect bottle, and after that, we are going to fill it up and put it a sticker on cup too. In consultation, I want to remind you that our goal is to make people's lives better, because we still have a COVID and a lot of people are still afraid of going to sport bar to watch their favorite games with friends and drink some beer. Our business will get these people same quality of beer at home and parties. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Commissioner Papantos, you have some comments, and then Commissioner Langs and Kruger. Commissioners Lang and Kruger.
Thank you. Okay, so a customer comes in for the first time.
Yeah.
And you supply the bottle.
Yeah. We will have glass bottle and plastic bottle. Plastic bottle you can't reuse. It's like one-time use, and it will be free for customer. But glass bottle, it's the price around like maybe $5 or $3, and customer bought it from us. And when he comes the second time, he can refill it, but first we need to disinfect it.
How would you disinfect the bottle?
With a special, like special tools, and we will buy everything to make it.
So are you talking like a dishwasher? I mean,
Yeah.
so the hookup, there's room in this place
Yes.
for this type of
Yeah.
And how is that bottle, for lack of a better term, corked or capped?
How it will be closed?
Yes,
Yeah, it has a regular cap,
like this type of cap?
but do you know how the Gruyere bottle looks like?
No.
The glass bottle?
Sorry.
Yeah, like, it's a, like, do you drink green iced tea?
No,
You don't drink iced tea?
no,
I don't know.
sorry.
Do you know the bottle, like Gatorade maybe? You know,
A plastic cap?
but you know a Gatorade drink, sport drink? How
Yes.
it looks like? You know that the cup is bigger than you show me, yeah?
Right.
And we have it will be the same bottle, big bottle, it's like the same bottle, and it has a big cap. We have put a new cap all the time and put a sticker around the cap to make, if the police stop our customer show that the security cap, the security sticker doesn't broken. That means that the bottle is security closed and can be transported.
So this sticker can't just be peeled off and somebody
Yeah,
could drink it and
yeah.
then put it back on? Once you try to peel it off, it's rendered useless for,
If you open the bottle, sticker will be broken.
can you peel it off though and open the bottle?
I don't think so.
Okay. So a returning customer with a glass bottle would be bringing it in and waiting, or is the fee more like a deposit that you're going to give back to them when they return the bottle?
So yeah, we can do return. If he wanna return the bottle, it will be returned. He will get his money back.
And then just pay another deposit on the
Yeah.
next bottle instead
Yeah.
of waiting for you to disinfect? Because
Yeah,
it's,
he doesn't going to wait for his bottle. We will have a lot of bottles, and he gives us his bottle. We give him a new bottle. That's what.
what size are these bottles?
It's 1 liter.
1 liter?
Yeah.
Okay. And then the plastic bottles are also 1 liter?
1 and 1.5.
1 and 1.5?
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I'm not a beer drinker, so I wouldn't put my wine in a plastic bottle. Does beer
We are-
really
We are not.
transport in a plastic bottle?
We are not supply wine.
Right, but I'm asking if beer would is a plastic bottle a good
Yes.
vessel for beer?
Yes.
Okay. And you said that this will last approximately 5 days?
Up to 5 days. Yeah.
Okay. Where are you getting the kegs? I mean, how much beer do you expect to sell, and how many different varieties are you going to have?
For the first time, we started with 12 kind of different beers. It will be like different beer. We will order some craft beer, some like most popular beer, and we will have 10 types of beer, or 12 types for the first.
And once a keg is tapped, how long?
Kegs can be used up to 30 days after it's opened.
After you tap it?
Yeah, after kegs is opened, it should be used 30 days.
I'm assuming that this is a lower volume than a normal packaged liquor store, what we're used to. Do you have a distributor who's willing to distribute at that low of a volume?
We are looking it up right now.
So at this point, you don't have a distributor,
We know the company who can provide this.
but are they willing to go with that low of a volume?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Papantos. Commissioner Lang, and then Commissioner Kruger.
Thank you. This actually isn't that new of a concept. Ram Brewery up north of Milwaukee that closed down 2 years ago would fill the same types of bottles. And I believe that the poorhouse here or the restaurant
Yeah, but
does the same thing.
they fill out, I know that you asked,
I have bottles from the Ram and I have
Yeah.
bottles from over here.
yeah, but they're doing it like not all the time. I try everywhere, and we are going to be better and faster.
Sure. And I've been in other states. I've been to a location that just does exactly what you're doing. And done right, it's a pretty good business.
Yeah.
People come in and they can
They
try different beers that they normally wouldn't, get a growler bottle, a packaged bottle of it, and it works pretty well, if done right. Some people have their own growlers that are metal and have pores on them, and they're very expensive and special because they really are into beer like that. Would you fill up those types
No.
of containers?
No, because we need to make sure that the containers, it's clean and disinfected by ourselves, and we can we don't want to make any customer bad experience, because he said I was cleaning it, but if he had cleaned it not good, and we
Okay.
don't want this.
Fair enough. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Lang. Commissioner Kruger, and then Commissioner Raffato.
Thank you, Chairman Horker. Thanks for coming before us. A lot of my questions were already asked by Commissioner Papantos. I was most concerned about how you would be sealing your containers, but
Okay.
I got that part. What are your hours of operation?
We are planning to, on the business days, we are planning to open it at 4 p.m. until
4 p.m.?
4 p.m. until 10 p.m.
And that's Monday through
Monday through Thursday, and
closed Sunday?
and Friday to Saturday we are planning to open at 3, and if it's possible up to 11.
Okay,
If
so
the village
Friday and Saturday,
from 3 to 11,
3 to 11.
and
And-
Sunday from 5 to 10.
You know, football's during the day. 5 to 10 p.m. How many employees?
For when we start, it will be 2. I think it will be not more than 2 employees.
No more than 2
Yeah,
at any shift?
yeah.
Okay, so that concludes my questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Kruger. Commissioner Raffato?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The information we received has got different hours, so do we know what the exact hours are? What I see here is 3 to 11, Monday through Thursday, 1 to 11:59 on Friday and Saturday, and then Sunday, 4 to 9, which is different than
Yeah,
what?
we was make it like few months ago. We started this process
Okay,
a lot of time, and right now we a little bit change it.
okay. So then, in the pictures that you have here, it shows a design. Is that what you're going to be implementing? Is this what you're going to be building out, these pictures?
Can you repeat, please?
So in the documentation that you sent to staff, you explained the business and the beers that you're going to have, and then there were some pictures underneath, in the bottom of it. Is that how it's going to look?
Yeah, no, it's just for example.
Just for example?
Yeah.
So then, who pours the beer? Do you pour the beer?
Yes, we, not customer. Customer just come and grab the filled up bottles.
Okay. And then, it was asked about bringing in your own growler. So if I had an old growler from the Ram restaurant, could I bring that in to fill it?
No, sorry.
No. Okay. All right. That's all I had. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Rufato. Are there any other questions? Commissioner Vogel?
Okay, so I think somebody made a statement that you cannot serve drinks for consumption on the premises, so there's no tasting. Is that
No.
correct? You
Yes.
understand that?
Yeah, yeah.
And also, do you understand the type of liquor license you're getting does not allow you to get a gaming license?
Yes, I know.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Vogel. If there are no other questions, we have a rather specific motion to approve. I'll read it to the record. I'm looking for a motion to approve conditionally on 1, passage of an ordinance by the Board of Trustees granting special use for the subject premises, 2, passage of an ordinance by the Board of Trustees authorizing the creation of a new Class D1 liquor license, 3, submission of a certificate of insurance indicating liquor liability insurance for the establishment, 4, payment of all associated fees, 5, satisfactory background check results, and 6, submission of Bassett certificates for all applicable individuals. That's the motion I'm looking for.
So moved.
Motion, Commissioner Lang, second.
Second?
Second.
Anybody? Commissioner Kruger. Clerk Brady, roll call, please.
Commissioner Lang,
Yes.
Commissioner Vogel,
No,
Commissioner Kruger,
No.
Commissioner Vito,
Yes.
Commissioner Rufato,
No.
Commissioner Papantos,
Yes.
Chairperson Horker.
Yes. Does it pass?
1, 2, 3.
5-2.
Hold on.
4-3. Oh, sorry, 4-3.
It's 4-3.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Item B, Clerk Brady, please.
Consideration of a request for a Class A liquor license from More Foods LLC doing business as Vasilki, I'm sorry. Thank you. Restaurant and Deli, a proposed restaurant at 250-252 North McHenry Road.
Mr. Spondilis.
Thank you. As the title indicates, this is a request for a Class A liquor license. Class A is a restaurant liquor license. The petitioner is here wishing to open a restaurant which replaces a restaurant. You may recall this is the former Jazz Cafe location, and they are looking to open. They have 6 conditions that I would ask any motion to be conditioned upon. I will read those. Passage of an ordinance by the Board of Trustees authorizing the creation of a new Class A liquor license. Submission of an executed lease for the licensed premises. 3, submission of a certificate of insurance indicating liquor liability insurance for the establishment. 4, payment of all associated fees. 5, satisfactory background check results. And 6, submission of Bassett certificates for all applicable individuals. I believe the petitioner is here and can answer any additional questions.
Mr.
Igor Karpikov.
Karpikov.
Yep.
Welcome.
Thank you.
taking over another site.
We are opening a new restaurant, replacing a previous open restaurant. A new place will be called the Vasilki restaurant, which means cornflowers, translated from Russian.
I'm sorry, could you say what it means again?
Cornflowers?
Cornflowers.
Cornflowers?
Yeah.
Thank you. You need to speak a little bit closer to the mic. Thank you.
Yeah, cornflowers. This is a full-service restaurant. It will basically have the same, almost the same menu as the previous restaurant had, the same floor plan, and pretty much everything the same.
Commissioner Papantos has some questions.
Thank you. You mentioned that it's going to have basically the same floor plan as the previous restaurant, which seated approximately 35. It had seating for approximately 35, but this license is,
I do not believe so. The previous location, as far as I knew, had like about 80 seat places. That's why I'm saying that it will be approximately the same. Our current floor plan includes more than 85 seat places.
okay, and I just asked because in the documentation that was submitted, and it was the old one, I think I counted 35 seats if I'm.
Oh, in this case, I'm sorry, yeah.
And I just, so you are expecting to have that many?
Yep. Maybe.
What is the building occupancy in there, do you know?
100-something, 110?
110, so you're fine? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Papantos. If there are no other questions or comments, I need a motion as outlined by Mr. Svandilis.
So moved.
Second?
Commissioner Rufato, seconded by Commissioner Papantos. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Lang,
Yes.
Commissioner Vogel,
Yes.
Commissioner Kruger,
Yes.
Commissioner Vito,
Yes.
Commissioner Rufato,
Yes.
Commissioner Papantos,
Yes.
Chairperson Horker.
Yes. C. Thank
Consider-
you, sir. Good luck.
Very much.
Consideration of a request for a Class B-V liquor license from WHG Inc., a proposed restaurant with a video gaming at 71 South Milwaukee Avenue.
Mr. Svandilis.
Thank you. This is the first of two requests before you this evening for the same use, or the same user. The first is a BV, which is a gaming license. The second is a D4 liquor license. This is for a full restaurant use for a property within Riverside Plaza. There are a number of conditions I would ask any motion be made to contain. The first being passage of an ordinance by the Board of Trustees authorizing the creation of a new Class BV liquor license, submission of an executed lease for the licensed premises. 3, submission of a certificate of insurance indicating liquor liability insurance for the establishment. Payment of all associated fees, satisfactory background check results, and finally, submission of Bassett certificates for all applicable individuals. The petitioner should be in the audience this evening, and I believe they can provide more information as to what type of restaurant this is and any additional details.
Is the petitioner present? Sunita Mesquita?
Good evening. My name is Sunita Mesquita, and this will be a brand-new restaurant that we would be opening. I currently have 3, and this would be the 4th one if everything goes well and approved. And if you all have any questions for me, I will be ready to answer.
Commissioner Rufato?
Just quickly, you mentioned you have 3 other restaurants. Where are they located?
One is in Joliet, one is in Homer Glen, one is in Northbrook.
Northbrook?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I just happened to see your menu. Are you going to have more than chicken?
Yes, mostly we'll be having chicken. Chicken will be the primary, and with chicken we'll be having like sheikh kebabs, more of the healthier kind than the fry.
Okay. All right, great. Okay. That was it. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Rufato. Commissioner Papantos?
I'm sorry, Commissioner Rufato asked my question, so thank you.
If there are no other questions, we need a motion for approval.
So moved.
Commissioner Rufato, second.
Second?
Commissioner Papantos, roll call, please.
Commissioner Lang,
No.
Commissioner Vogel,
No.
Commissioner Kruger,
Yes.
Commissioner Vito,
Yes.
Commissioner Rufato,
Yes.
Commissioner Popantos,
Yes.
Chairperson Horker.
Yes, congratulations.
Thank you.
Item D.
Wait, which one?
D. You might as well just stay.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Consideration of request for a supplemental Class D-4 liquor license from WHG Inc., a proposed restaurant at 71 South Milwaukee Avenue.
Mr. Svandelis?
Thank you. Same location, a D4 license provides the option of selling alcohol in sealed containers for consumption off premises. Again, should the commission wish to consider, there are 3 conditions I ask any motion contain. First, the issuance of a primary liquor license to the applicant. Second, payment of all associated fees. And finally, passage of an ordinance by the Board of Trustees authorizing the creation of a new D4 license.
Questions or comments? Right. Commissioner Lang, you have a...
Yeah, a little confused on, so it's a gaming license that also can sell packaged liquor stores. Do we have anything like that in town currently?
We do. We have a number of them. Bella's Bistro, Bob Chin's, City Works, Cooper's Hawk, D'Agostino's, Jeffrey Lane's, Las Islas Marias, Serenello's, Spears, Superdog, and Tuscany.
You went through a list.
Yeah, this
Came
is a
prepared.
restaurant rather than a gaming cafe. It's a BV license. It's not simply a gaming cafe.
Okay. That's all. Thank you.
Commissioner Pontos?
Thank you. Do your other establishments offer package sales? And what part of your business would somebody carrying out? What would you be selling? Beer, wine?
Mostly beer and wine.
And do your other establishments do
Yes.
that?
Yes.
Do you plan on delivering it?
Not currently.
And so all 3 of your other establishments, including Northbrook?
Northbrook doesn't have it yet.
Northbrook doesn't have it.
Only Joliet and Home.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Pontos. Any idea any other questions? I'm sorry. What type of breakdown do you expect will be the packaged liquor versus the sit-down consumption on site?
The package and the sit-down, maybe around 60-40.
Predominantly carry-out then. Any other questions from the commission? We need a motion to consider approval as outlined.
So moved.
Second?
Trustee Commissioner Rufato, was that Commissioner Kruger? As the second? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Lang,
Yes.
Commissioner Vogel,
Yes.
Commissioner Kruger,
Yes.
Commissioner Vito,
Yes.
Commissioner Rufato,
Yes.
Commissioner Popantos,
Yes.
Chairperson Horker.
Yes. Good luck, ma'am.
Thank you for your time.
Pat?
That concludes the Liquor Commission. Oh, I'm sorry.
So I was a bit confused on that previous license on C as it being more of a gaming cafe license. So I would like to change my vote to a yes on that original.
Okay.
Not that it matters, it already passed, but I still, for the record, like it to change. And also to bring up the fact that we still need, we had a request for,
It's on the agenda for the very next meeting.
excellent.
All set?
That's it.
Need a motion to adjourn from the Liquor Commission for the evening.
So moved.
Motion, Commissioner Rufato, second,
Second?
Commissioner Kruger. All in favor?
Aye.
Liquor Commission is adjourned for the evening. That brings us to the regular meeting for the evening of December 6, 2021. We already recited the pledge. Clerk Brady, roll call, please.
Trustee Kruger,
Present.
Trustee Lang,
Here.
Trustee Popantos,
Present.
Trustee Rufato,
Here.
Trustee Vito,
Here.
Trustee Vogel.
Here.
I'm here too.
Oh, I'm sorry, President Horker.
You have before you the minutes of the special meeting of October 31st, 2021. I need a motion for the revised minutes of October 31st as presented. I need a motion for their approval.
So moved.
Second.
Motion trustee Rufato, second trustee Papantos. Roll call, please.
Trustee Krueger?
Abstain.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Rufato?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
President Horker?
Yes, you also have before you the minutes of the special workshop meeting of October 30th, 2021. I need a motion for their approval.
So moved.
Motion trustee Papantos, second.
Second.
Trustee Rufato, roll call, please.
Trustee Krueger?
Abstain.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Rufato?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
President Horker?
Yes, you have before you the minutes of the joint workshop meeting of November 3rd, 2021. Motion for their approval.
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Papantos, second trustee Rufato, roll call, please.
Trustee Krueger?
Abstain.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Rufato?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
President Horker?
Yes, you have before you the minutes of the regular meeting of November 15th, 2021. Motion for their approval.
So moved.
Trustee Krueger, second.
Second.
Trustee Rufato, Lang, sorry. Second to Lang. Roll call, please.
Trustee Krueger?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Rufato?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
President Horker?
Yes. On to the business. Changes to the agenda?
Yes, we would like to ask for a motion to remove item 11F from the agenda.
So moved.
Motion trustee Krueger, second.
Second.
Trustee Rufato. Roll call, please.
Trustee Krueger?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Rufato?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
President Horker?
Yes. Proclamations, Clerk Brady. Congratulatory resolution.
No,
employee.
that's Scott Lavard.
Mr. Lavard.
Thought there was going to be a proclamation about me for a second.
I know, I'm like,
Sorry.
Good evening. My name is Officer Scott Laverde with the Wheeling Police Department Crime Prevention Unit. I want to thank the village board and staff for giving me the opportunity to talk about something very special. So since 2018, we've been partnering with the Bear Family McDonald's and doing a fundraiser to arrest cancer, where a portion of the proceeds from the sales of the fundraiser go to the American Cancer Society. And at this time, I'd like to invite up some special guests. And while they're making their way up here, for those of you that don't know what the Arresting Cancer fundraiser is, the Dundee McDonald's in Wheeling, once a year in October, we have a fundraiser where officers are serving food, bussing tables, working the drive-through, dressed as pies, maybe in some cases. And again, the funds raised go to the American Cancer Society. So at this time, I'd like to introduce some representatives from the Bear Family McDonald's. I have Griselda Sanchez here and Miguel Rodriguez. I know they want to say a couple words.
Good evening, everybody. It's just an honor to partner with the Wheeling Police Department. We've been doing this for a few years now, and it's been a pleasure helping, right, with the great event that we host every year. And this year we had so much fun with Officer Laverde wearing, right, can I say that? Can I embarrass you? A tutu, right? Oh, yeah. So, yeah. So it was such a pleasure. So we're hoping that we continue this, and it's been an honor for us.
Thank you very much. And then I'd like to, at this time, present a check for the amount we raised this year, which was $1,506. And I don't know if I said it already, but since 2018, we've raised over $5,000 for the American Cancer Society. So Marley Pekelny from the American Cancer Society, I'd like to present you with this check for the American Cancer Society on behalf of the Wheeling Police Department and the Bear Family McDonald's. And I know, Marley, you wanted to say a few words too. You want me to hold that? Sure.
Good evening. Good evening. Thank you so much. I'm here from the American Cancer Society. It's been a privilege to work with the Wheeling Police the last few years on this. The money raised through this fundraiser goes to breast cancer research at the American Cancer Society. And currently we have $69 million invested in breast cancer research. So you are helping us fund the fight for a future of hopefully no breast cancer one day. So thank you to everyone and have a good evening.
Thank you again, and keep the applause going for the Beer family McDonald's. What a great community partner they are.
Certainly, special thanks to the Bear family for working with our police department on a wonderful, worthwhile cause like this. Citizens' concerns and comments. Clerk Brady.
None today.
Consent agenda. Clerk Brady. No, I'm sorry, wait. Staff reports, economic development. Mr. Ainsworth, you have something. Where'd he go?
Just walked out.
Where did he go? His name tag is right there.
Faster.
So I should look up before I introduce. Is that
He likes to make an entrance.
Mr. Ainsworth.
Thank you, President
My
Horker.
apologies.
Luca, if you don't mind, the website. So as you all are aware, the Restaurant Row Corridor Plan was approved earlier this year, and we were actually started and initiated this project. It's a three-phase project. I'm happy to say the consultant team, the Lakota Group, has now put our website up for this project. It's wheelingrestaurantrowplan.com. So it is live. It is hosted on this website. If you sign up for, excuse me, if you put your email down, they'll push notification and send emails for upcoming events when they're done with phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. So it's a great way to stay engaged while we do the study. And again, we're in phase 1 right now, which is data collection. So more information will be posted to this website, but this is the skeleton of the page so far. So if anyone has any questions, let me know. I'm happy to answer. And yeah, Trustee Papantos.
Will we provide a link via our Facebook page for people to be able to
Yes.
find
So
this?
that, yes, you hit the nail on the head. So we're going to be blasting this out to social media. We'll put a connector link on our website to this page, and we'll keep the residents apprised once there's more information posted on this website.
Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Ainsworth. Now, Clerk Brady, consent agenda.
All items listed on the consent agenda are considered to be routine by the village board and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless the board member or citizen so request, in which event the item will be removed from the general order of business and considered after all other agenda items. 11A, ordinance amending chapter 1.26 of the Wheeling Municipal Code regarding village fees and changes. Resolution waiving competitive bidding and accepting a proposal for liability insurance coverage for Arthur J. Gallagher Risk Management Services, Inc., and Insure Consulting Services for Nugent Risk Management Services. 11C, resolution waiving competitive bidding and approving a proposal for fog, disinfection, and sanitation services for Duraclean in the amount of $77,979.20, with a total spending authority reflecting $87,500 in case of additional or emergency services for fiscal year 2022. D, resolution for maintenance under the Illinois Highway Code Section 22-00000-00-GM. 11E, resolution waiving competitive bidding and approving the purchase of Census Omni commercial water meter components for core and main in the amount not to exceed $132,679 in fiscal year 2022. And 11F, resolution authorizing amendment to the contract. Didn't we take this one off?
Yes, we took that off.
Thank you, sorry. 11G, resolution approving, authorizing the village manager to execute 2 participation agreements relating to the national opioid settlement.
Thank you, Clerk Brady. Motion to approve as read?
So moved.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'd like to pull C.
Trustee Vito would like to remove C from the agenda. That'll become 13, what?
P as in Peter.
P, okay.
13P. So then, can we amend your motion to be for the balance of the consent agenda? Was it? Somebody,
It was Trustee
Yes.
Vogel, whoever made the motion.
yes.
Mr. Gruda.
Somebody made the motion, right?
Yeah, whoever made the motion has to
Oh, okay.
agree to amend.
Yeah,
Right.
okay.
I'll amend the motion to accept it with the change.
Thank you. Second. Trustee Lang? I didn't think I heard something there. I thought it was.
Trustee Kruger,
Yes.
trustee Lang,
Yes.
trustee Papantos,
Yes.
trustee Rufato,
Yes.
trustee Vito,
Yes.
trustee Vogel,
Yes.
President Horker.
Yes. New business, 13A. Public hearing.
Public hearing regarding 2022 Village of Wheeling annual budget.
Thank you, Clerk Brady. This is a public hearing for the public to make comments regarding the 2022 Village of Wheeling annual budget. A public hearing notice was published in the Daily Herald. Each member of the public shall have 5 minutes to make their comments. During this time, staff and board will not answer questions. Comments should not be repetitive or argumentative. Are there any comments from the public? Going once, going twice. Sold. I would like a motion to close the public hearing as there are no comments.
So moved.
Motion,
Second.
trustee Papantos, second. Trustee Kruger, roll call, please.
Trustee Kruger,
Yes.
trustee Lang,
Yes.
trustee Papantos,
Yes.
trustee Rufato,
Yes.
trustee Vito,
Yes.
trustee Vogel,
Yes.
President Horker.
Yes, and after we close that, Mr. Frollo, I saw you, was I supposed to ask you something?
No, you've
Okay, I
covered, you
didn't know
covered
if I-
everything very well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wanted to compliment you on that.
Oh, thank you. Excellent.
Well played.
I've been fumbling over stuff tonight. I just didn't think I had missed anything.
No, you did not.
Thank you. We have another public hearing. Clerk Brady.
Public hearing regarding request for a Cook County Class 7C real estate tax assessment for 700 North Milwaukee LLC, 700 North Milwaukee Avenue.
Thank you. This is a public hearing for the public to make comments regarding the request for a Class 7C real estate tax assessment for 700 North Milwaukee Avenue. A public hearing notice was published in the Daily Herald. Each member of the public shall have 5 minutes to make their comments. During this time, staff and board will not answer questions. Comments should not be repetitive or argumentative. Are there comments from the public? I didn't think so. Comments from the board? If there are no comments from the public, I need a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Lang, second trustee Papantos. Don't worry about it. Roll call, please.
Trustee Kruger,
Yes.
trustee Lang,
Yes.
trustee Papantos,
Yes.
trustee Rufato,
Yes.
trustee Vito,
Yes.
trustee Vogel,
Yes.
President Horker.
Yes. Please read 13C and D.
Okay. Resolution consenting to a Cook County Class 7C real estate tax assessment classification for the property located at 700 North Milwaukee Avenue in the Village of Wheeling, Illinois. And resolution approving a Class 7C classification incentive agreement with 700 North Milwaukee LLC regarding 700 North Milwaukee Avenue, Wheeling, Illinois.
Mr. Ainsworth, what do we got?
No running this time, so
No worries.
this is an exciting project that the village staff has been working on with the petitioner for a few months. The petitioner is looking to purchase the former Ram restaurant at 700 North Milwaukee Avenue, which has been unused since January of 19. The petitioner is the operator of District Brew Yards, which is out of the Westtown neighborhood of Chicago. They are looking to do a similar concept here and pump between $400,000 and $850,000 with interior remodels, new parking lot, new exterior deck. And with that, they're looking to do a beer hall with a pour-your-own beer service, retail operations, an award-winning barbecue concept, and a couple other items that they may be able to dispel on. So it's approximately about a 12,000 square foot property at a 2.89 acre site. It's right at the southwest corner of Lake Cook Road and Milwaukee Avenue. Since this is the first 7C that we're doing, this is a 5-year property tax abatement versus a 12-year. You've seen a 7A and a 7B before. Those were 12 years. This one's a Class 7C, which is again a 5-year. And also, since it is a first of its kind, we've asked the petitioner to enter into an incentive agreement with us to just maintain the restaurant, food and tax and sales tax components of the property, of the business on that property. That set with that incentive agreement will run with the land. Ergo, it means we'll record this with it. And the term of this incentive agreement is the 5-year term of the 7C that you're voting on and considering tonight. Again, the petitioner is here. I'm happy to answer any questions, as well as the applicant if there are any.
The petitioners want to come up and introduce themselves, and then Trustee Lang, to begin with, had some comments.
Thank you. My name is Bernard Citron. I'm with the law firm of Thompson Coburn. I'm here today representing 700 North Milwaukee LLC. With me today to my left is Mr. Steve Selbel, who is effectively the applicant in this matter, who has the other facility that is like this.
Excellent. Welcome. Trustee Lang.
The packet was very complete on your organization, and I've heard a lot of great things about District Brew Yards, and I'm welcoming you to Wheeling. I think it's going to be a great addition to our restaurant row, and wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Trustee Papantos.
Thank you. I'll echo Trustee Lang's welcome to the Village of Wheeling. I'm very happy to see you come. The price range on your rehab project, $400 to $850, seems quite broad. Why is it so broad?
I'm sorry. At this point, we're getting the plans going, and we haven't identified all of the costs because we don't know what building costs are going to be and exactly what we're doing. But it is broad to give us the opportunity to edit as we go. But we do think we're going to be at the top end of that number.
Great. And I think I read in the packet that you'll have to be 21 to enter?
Actually, we're going to have 2 sections. To enter into the area where it's pour your own will be 21 and over, and will be sectioned off for people under 21. So we'll have people stationed so that people under 21 kids cannot get into the pour your own section.
So somebody's 12-year-old
Yes.
daughter can't follow daddy in and pour her own?
That will not be allowed.
That will not be allowed.
I'm just checking.
We do not want to be in front of your liquor commission anytime soon.
We don't want to see you in that case.
We do not want to be there at all.
Just checking. And do we have, I guess this is more for staff, the pour your own is a new concept to me. Do we have any places that you can pour your own? Is that a special license or?
So, sorry, go ahead.
No.
So since day one, economic development staff, administration staff, and community development have been working with the District Brew Yards team. And my recollection, Martin Say has mentioned that we have a liquor license on file. There might be a slight amendment. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jim, or Manager Spondilis, but we have assessed our codes to look at what they're proposing.
I'm not saying it's a problem, it's just my curiosity. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Papantos. Yeah. Trustee Vito.
Do you have the pour your own now at the Chicago location?
Yes.
How long has that been going?
We've been there since April of 19.
Oh, okay, so for a while. Because I've only seen it one other place and they discontinued it for some reason. So, I don't know. And maybe explain growlers, how they open the Trustee Papantos. I don't know if you heard all that.
We will not be doing growlers.
All right. Okay.
This is not
I'll bring one in for you. All right.
Do we have any other, Trustee Rufato?
Can you, speaking of that, can you describe, well, I think you have a number of breweries that are going to be in there and they're going to be, so describe what the business is.
So basically, we're a collective where we have other breweries who have intellectual property like branding and ingredients and recipes. And then we, as the licensed brewer, make their beer according to their specifications. But it's really a way for us to incubate a small brewery. So we are going to be looking for a local brewer to come in and create a brand with us where they can come in, make beer the way they would love to do it. Maybe it's a home brewer. But we currently have 4 breweries in Chicago that are doing this. Our brewery is called Burnt City Brewing. And then we also have Around the Bend, Casa Humilde, and Bulldog Beer Company. And we're going to eventually have 5 what we call beer walls. So they're branded brewery walls, almost like if you go into a food hall. So it's sort of a food hall for beer is the idea. And we're also going to have a food hall portion of this as well. So there'll be a place where you can try different beers. You can pour as little as a half an ounce to try something. And then we will be packaging the beer on site. So we'll have a small canning line so that if you like a beer, you can get a 4-pack to go. That would be the idea. And then obviously the 4 different food concepts. Charlie McKenna, who apologizes he couldn't be here today, he's an award, as we were talking about earlier, he's an award-winning barbecue. He's a world champion twice over, one of the very few people who have done that with Lily's Q, is the name of the restaurant. And he's in about 20,000 stores across the country with his barbecue sauce, if you've ever seen that. So he's a really, really well-respected chef who's brought a classically trained chef to barbecue. So it's really interesting. In addition to barbecue, we're also going to be doing his sort of Nashville hot chicken concept, as well as smash burger concept, and then tacos made with a lot of the things we're having. So it's going to be a full-service restaurant where you can get a bunch of different things, try different things. It's sort of an experiential journey into beer is the idea.
Would you only be serving beer then?
We will do beer, and we'll also be making, it's the same process to make hard seltzers as alternative, and we're also experimenting with, I'm going to get out there a little bit, with mead. Has anybody had mead, which is mead wine?
Honey.
Yeah, it's made with honey, exactly. So it's the same process and the same, so we're going to be having a winemaking license as well to make mead because not everybody loves beer. So we're going to have mead, and we're also going to have ciders, which will be made with
hard ciders.
Yeah, hard ciders. So there'll be an alternative beverage there for people that don't like beer. Although I have to say, if you come in, if you ever want to come in and see some of the different examples, we have beer that non-beer drinkers absolutely love. One of our beers, very popular, is a pistachio cream ale. No one would ever expect to try that, but it's amazingly popular. It's a very, very good beer. Non-beer drinkers absolutely love it. So it's, like I said, it's an experiential type visit.
Thank you.
So is it green or red dye numbered?
It is not. Nothing artificial. No.
Okay.
No, it looks like a beer.
Okay.
Smells like a beer, but
No,
it
the pistachio
tastes like pistachio and cream. It's amazing, actually. That's from one of our partner breweries called Around the Bend.
That does sound interesting.
It's very good.
So when you pour the beer, do you use a card?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'll explain the process. So when you come in, we check your ID. We give you a pour card that's sort of attached to a debit card or a credit card. And then as you go, every ounce is recorded. So beers, we charge by the ounce. I'm sorry, I didn't answer your question about the prices. Prices range from about 55 cents an ounce all the way up to a bourbon barrel-aged stout, which would be something like $1.20 an ounce. Because as you get higher in ABV, alcohol per volume, it gets a little bit more expensive. You wouldn't want to pour a pint of a barrel-aged stout. That would be dangerous, and we would not recommend it. So those are a little more expensive. So it tends to go in that kind of range. But if a 12-ounce beer will probably cost you about $5 or $6 is the idea. So once you tie it to your credit card at the end of the night or the end of your visit, you come in and you close out, or you can just leave. We're a no-tipping facility, so we don't have servers or anything like that. Everybody's paid well more than a living wage. So we're trying to sort of change the service paradigm so that people don't have, we find that during this pandemic especially, there's a lot of interactions with customers that can maybe get negative, and this takes away all of that. So takes away the service element. We're there to help, not to serve.
Thank you, that's all I had.
Thank you, Trustee Rufato. Trustees to my left, trustees to my right. Now, we also have the item D resolution about the 7B element of this. How do I do that? Who am I talking to? Mr. Ainsworth?
We'll need a motion.
Is there more discussion? You probably don't have much to say about this. Mr. Ainsworth, you want to just explain that again? What this is?
Yeah, so the incentive agreement will be recorded against the property. It just helps maintain the sales tax portions of this property and just maintain the restaurant and retail operations for the life of the 7C, which is for 5 years.
Excellent. Questions or comments? I would be looking for a motion to approve item C, which is the resolution consenting to the Cook County Class 7C real estate tax assessment classification for the property located at 700 North Milwaukee Avenue in the village of Wheeling.
So moved.
Second.
Second, motion, trustee Papantos. Second, I'm going to give to Lang. I was looking that way. You can have the next one.
Who have we put it?
What?
Either way.
Lang?
Did you already write, Mr. Vogel?
Okay.
Roll call.
Trustee Krueger?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Rafato?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
President Horker?
Yes, I'm stumbling all over this evening. We have item D, resolution approving Class 7C classification incentive agreement with 700 North Milwaukee Avenue, North Milwaukee LLC regarding the 700 North Milwaukee Avenue, Wheeling, Illinois. Motion.
So moved.
Trustee Lang, trustee Rafato, second. Clerk Brady, roll call.
Trustee Krueger?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Rafato?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
President Horker?
Yes. Good luck.
Thank the board, we thank your staff for working with us. We're incredibly excited to be on your restaurant row.
Wait, trustee Papantos forgot, when will you be opening?
We are hoping to open end
was
of
in
May.
the
It really
packet.
depends, supply chain issues, how long the tanks will be to get here. So we hopefully will be doing permits and construction beginning in February or March. We'll get in for permits so we can start construction in February, March.
Excellent.
That's
Thank
the
you, sir.
idea. So hopefully we'll be letting you know. So, because we'll be back again, I think, for a liquor
For the
license.
liquor license.
Definitely.
So we'll do that very soon.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, Clerk Brady, item E.
Okay. Ordinance granting special use approval to permit the operations of a packaged liquor sales establishment at 102 East Dundee Road, docket number 2021-38.
Mr. Clicker.
As you heard before, the Liquor Commission meeting tonight, Beerman wishes to operate a packaged liquor sales establishment at 102 East Dundee Road. At the Plan Commission meeting on October 27th, this recommendation failed to receive an approval with a vote of 3 yes, 3 no. It does require a majority of the members to have an affirmative, and with a 3-3 vote, this does come with does not come with a positive recommendation. The Plan Commission did, though, place a condition of approval, should it be approved by the village board, that prior to the issuance of a Wheeling business license to begin business operations, the petitioner shall obtain all necessary licenses from the state of Illinois and the Wheeling Liquor Commission regarding the sale of alcohol at the subject premises.
Questions or comments? Trustee Vito?
I just have one question, thinking back on this. Can he do what he's doing with the Bud Light and the Miller Light? I've never seen that before. Like, you go to Ram, like we're talking about Ram, I mean, they'd have their own beers. They wouldn't pour you like Bud Light from a keg like a college party and then you just take it home. It's just weird. I don't know if he can do it.
Yeah,
I don't know the answer.
We don't know of any prohibition of it. We have not seen anything that would prevent it.
All right. Probably should have asked that before I said yes. All right.
You still say no. Trustee Krueger, was there a?
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. This is probably more of a question for staff. On the letters from the concerned residents that were a part of the packet, was there anything that conditioned them from creating a fence or putting up a fence between the two properties?
That required it of Beerman, or that prevented the applicant, the concerned residents from putting up
It
one?
was the residents that sounded like their letters were indicating that they had tried to put a fence up and were denied. But I'm not so concerned about any denial. Can a fence be put up?
Yes, a fence can be placed along the property line to separate the two, should they choose to do so.
Should they choose to do so. But it wouldn't certainly be something that we would require of the
Correct.
tenant. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Krueger. Any other questions or comments? If there are none, I need a motion for approval.
So moved.
Trustee Lang, second.
Second.
Trustee Papantos, roll call, please.
Trustee Krueger?
No.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Rufato?
No.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
No.
President Horker?
Yes.
Could we recess for a beer?
All this talk about
A
beer.
lot of liquor tonight.
We have such a taste.
It's a nice pistachio mead.
And McDonald's.
Filtered.
I got a taste for fries now.
I can't wait to hear what comes after the next two.
Yeah, dude.
Just saying.
Item F, please. Here we go.
Okay. I'm going to read F through J.
John's wearing his Jerry Garcia tie for the evening. It is. Go ahead.
F, ordinance granting special use approval to permit the operations of a cannabis cultivation facility 160 West Hintz Road, docket number 2021-39A. And G, ordinance granting a variation from Title 19 zoning to reduce the required rear yard setback at 106 West Hintz Road. NBCG Partners, LLC, docket number 2021-39B. H, ordinance granting a variation from Title 19 zoning to permit the reduction in the minimal green space requirement from the required 25% to 16% at 160 West Hintz Road, NBCG Partners, Inc., docket 2021-39C. I, ordinance granting a variation from Title 19 zoning to permit an increase in the maximum fence height at 160 West Hintz Road, NBCG Partners, LLC, docket number 2021-39D. And J, ordinance granting a variation from Title 19 zoning to permit the reduction in the minimum number of required off-street parking spaces at 160 West Hintz Road, NBCG Partners, LLC, docket number 2021 through 39E.
Mr. Clicker.
Yes, before you have, as was read, a special use request for NBCG Partners to operate a cultivation center at the location of 160 West Hintz. After the special use, there's a series of variations that are all related to the fact that they, due to the type of operation it is and the demand for a lot of HVAC equipment, they've chosen to place the HVAC equipment basically on the ground around the building and surround it with an 8-foot-high fence. That's what the reason for all the variations. The fire department has reviewed this and actually does prefer the equipment on the ground for safety reasons. If there were ever needs for calls, it's safer for them to respond and troubleshoot a concern if the equipment's on the ground rather than up on the roof. So with all that stated, it's a special use. Due to their operations and their need for HVAC equipment, it created the need for all the other variations that you see. But all of them were recommended unanimously for approval by the Plan Commission at their November 17th meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Clicker. Trustee Rufato has some comments, and then Trustee Lang.
Is the petitioner here? Yes.
Please come up and introduce yourselves.
Good evening, I'm Jay Stewart. I'm a consultant at NBCG Partners, LLC.
I'm Brian Rubin. I'm the CEO of NBCG Partners, LLC.
Thank you. Just a question about the, and it's tied to having the equipment on the ground. You're going to put it in the northwest corner around the building. And there are some shipping containers there. Are those going away?
Yeah, the previous occupant literally moving their entire operation. So there were a number of cargo containers. I believe most of them have been moved. I'm not sure if all of them have been moved, but.
Okay, yeah, I was just looking at an
Yes.
aerial view. And that's why there's parking on the side, but I mean, you're going to only have probably 30 employees at one time or another?
30 to 40. Once it's fully, it's not going to start off, but hopefully by the end of 2022, we would have approximately 40 employees.
Okay, and from a licensing perspective, just for clarification, you currently have a craft grower's license right now?
Correct. That is correct.
And that's in place, in hand, so you can start growing once you get it built out?
Yes, you have to get another inspection by ag, but basically,
Yeah, right,
yes.
okay. And then are you going for, the craft is 5,000 square feet, the way I understand it, that you can grow the maximum?
Yes, the state has put it sort of in stages. Initially, you're allowed 5,000 out of the gate, and then you can do up to 3,000-foot increments to increase up to 14,000 under current law.
So would you still be considered a craft grower?
The license is a craft grow license. I know for Wheeling's purposes, they view cultivation, it's the same product, it's the same operations. Literally, the only difference between a cultivation center and a craft grow is size. A craft grow is capped at 14 under current law. I believe the cultivation centers are 225,000 square feet.
It's a lot of pot. That was it. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Rufato. Trustee Lang and then Trustee Papantos.
My question was answered, so thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Lang. Trustee Papantos.
Thank you. According to your documentation, you plan to only have employees there, I believe it was 5 days, maybe 6 days a week. Why aren't you working 7 days a week? I mean, don't the plants need to be tended on a regular basis?
There's a lot of automation that goes into it. There's a fertigation system, so light, temperature, humidity, water, minerals and supplements. A lot of that is automated. And so right now we're looking at 6 days a week. A lot of facilities don't have 7 days a week, especially on the craft grow side. But obviously if something happens, there's an equipment breakdown, someone might have to come in on a Sunday to check to make sure the humidity controls are working or something like that. But we think 6 days, 5 to 6 days a week, that's enough. I mean, if demand is through the roof, but I mean, the plants have a grow cycle, they can only grow so fast, and we only have so much square footage, so we believe 6 days is enough to get the plants grown properly, cure it, process it, package it, et cetera.
Will you be distributing your product throughout the state or more local?
It'll probably your Chicago land is the biggest market. It's where the population is. So we'll have to enter into agreements with dispensaries to sell. But we have folks we think we can enter into relationships with in terms of selling. Demand is high. I don't know if you follow the news articles. We're not worried about being able to move the product.
So I'm not worried about that. I was just, that's why I was asking if you're going downstate.
Mostly Chicagoland area. Again, that's where 70% of the state's population is. That's where 70% of the cannabis use is, basically.
Well, downstate, they have more area for big grow facilities also.
That's where many of them are downstate. They divided up the state into regions for the full-on cultivation centers. For the craft grow, they basically said you can put it where you want with the approval of local municipal authorities.
Will you then your distribution vans, will they be marked, or will
No,
it's just going to be a
you
plain?
can't. The state, NBCG partners will use a transportation company, though it's a separate license, it's a separate company. Basically the state says if you want to move it other than very small distance, you have to use a licensed transportation organization company. Amongst the requirements there, it's pretty straightforward, but no markings. The vans have to have GPS. There's a lock cage inside, no windows. So they'll be very generic looking sort of package vans.
If one goes to a dispensary, I believe one has to pay cash. How are payments made to a cultivation center or a craft grower?
Right now, the the retailer has to use cash, so there is a lot of cash in the business. So
Do the delivery people take
Those
payment, or is that done differently?
those get paid separately. They're not showing up with the cash on the delivery.
Right. And would somebody, let's say a local dispensary, the dispensary here in Wheeling Hatch, would they be able to come to your facility and by themselves? In other words, skipping the middleman of having a delivery van come to them?
I forget what the state, in more rural areas, they give you a little bit of a grace distance. You can do it on your own. And the more heavily populated the area, I think in areas like Chicago, it's like 200 feet or something like that.
So it's state law that's going to dictate that?
Yes, correct.
Okay. And you will be infusing at your center also?
Yes, it'll be full service. It'll do flour, and then some of the flour is then used to make concentrates for edibles, gummies, and that sort of
Where
thing.
do you get the product for the edibles?
It'll all be made in-house.
So you'll be making the chocolate and the gummies and?
Yes.
Not just infused, so you're not purchasing from Jelly Belly or whatever?
No, our intention is to do it in-house. Sometimes you can partner with a company that's got a brand name already, but you make the gummies, you make the chocolate, and then you infuse it with the relevant concentrates.
So from the point that you can start moving into your facility, when will you be able to distribute?
Everyone says a supply chains. For us, the challenge is the HVAC equipment. It's custom built. It's not something you go to Home Depot for. These are giant HVAC units. So there is a delay in those already. Some of the other equipment, racks and lights. We think with that, should we receive final approval and move forward, we think we could have it operational, having plants ready to go, third quarter sometime. 2022.
So almost a year?
Well, we still have to get this, then we have to, the building thankfully is in good shape, but there is going to be some work that needs to be done for the building, and then a lot of it's probably going to be waiting for until the HVAC is set up. You can have everything else ready to go, and you can't really start.
Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Papantos. Trustee Kruger, then Trustee Rufato.
Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. Question was about security on the site. What are your plans?
The state, through the application process and state law, I won't bore you with a whole overview, but a lot of the state law focuses on security, both what I'll call traditional security cameras, alarms, but also inventory control. You have to know where all the product is at all times, to make a long story short. So the facility will have several security features, one of which is, the main thing is there's cameras and alarm system. Cameras are 24 hours a day. Everything other than bathrooms is covered on the interior. Many cameras, like the more important the room, the more cameras, like the vault where product is stored overnight. Those have 4 cameras, sort of thick walls, all that sort of thing. There's an alarm system, motion detectors, and all that sort of thing. It's 24/7. You have an alarm company.
I was thinking about your day off.
What's that?
I was thinking about the day off.
It's still
protected.
It's always secure. The surveillance is 24/7. Obviously, the alarm is on when you leave. All the motion detectors and whatnot are on. There are exterior cameras, so if someone comes in, you can get a license plate reader and get plates. Obviously, if there's an attempt to break in, alarms trigger, and then, that's generally the process is to set up. The alarm company contacts the local police.
Right.
Is the first line of contact. And one thing I forgot to mention, I believe the state police have access to the feed at all times. Illinois State Police have access to the live feed, the cameras at all times.
Fair enough. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Kruger. Trustee Rufato.
Just something came up as he was talking, and I don't know if this is for the petitioner or staff. The demand for water, is this any different than other? I know we don't have growing centers here, but is there a comparison that we can use as for the demand of water?
I would say it's going to be heavy industrial users' water consumption. It's not like a bottling plant or anything like that. We don't anticipate the water levels of consumptions to be that high, but a heavy industrial user.
Okay, great, thank you, that was it.
Thank you, Trustee Rufato.
One other thing I forgot to ask, sorry.
Trustee Papantos, please.
Is there any consideration for odor coming out of the building at any time?
Well, it's an inside grow. Obviously, the building's sealed, it's closed at all times. And then the HVAC system, there's air exchanges, and they have filters, carbon filters, so we don't expect odor to be an issue.
Okay, and you are in a fairly industrial area, but there's...
It's an industrial area, but it's, it's I mean, there's
somebody
no one to
waiting
the
for the
west of
freight
us.
train to go by.
What's that?
You know, somebody waiting in their car for the freight train to go by.
I think by the time you hit Hintz Road, you won't be able to smell anything.
Great, thank you.
If there are no other questions or comments, we have a series of ordinances to consider and approve. I'd like to start with F, granting special use approval for the to permit the operation of a cannabis cultivation facility at 190 West Hintz Road.
160?
Trustee Lang gets the motion. What?
Second, but I believe the address according to this is 160 West Hintz?
Isn't that what I said?
No.
No.
160 Hintz Road. I thought that was. Clerk Brady.
Trustee Krueger?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Rufato?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
President Horker?
Yes, I need a motion to approve G, ordinance granting a variation from Title 19 zoning to reduce the required rear yard setback at 160 West Hintz Road, NBCG Partners LLC, docket number 2021-39B.
So moved.
Second?
Motion trustee Rufato, second trustee Papantos. Roll call, please.
It was Krueger on the second.
Was Krueger?
Yep.
My apologies.
Trustee Krueger?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Rufato?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
H, granting a variation to Title 19 zoning to permit a reduction in the minimum green space requirement from the required 25% to 16% at 160 West Hintz Road, NBCG Partners LLC, docket number 2021-39C. Motion?
So moved.
Trustee Krueger.
Second.
Trustee Rufato. Got it that time. You didn't have your hand over your mouth.
All right.
Trustee Krueger?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Rufato?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
President Horker?
Yes. Sorry. I, granting variation from Title 19 to permit an increase in the maximum fence height at 160 West Hintz Road, NBCG Partners LLC, docket number 2021-39D. Motion?
So moved.
Trustee Papantos, roll call. No, second. I got it.
Second.
Trustee Rufato, roll call.
Trustee Krueger?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Rufato?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
President Horker?
Yes. J, granting a variation from Title 19 to permit a reduction in the minimum number of required off-street parking spaces at 160 West Hintz Road, NBCG Partners LLC, docket number 2021-39E. Motion?
So moved.
Trustee Rufato, second.
Second?
Trustee Krueger, roll call, please.
Trustee Krueger?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Rufato?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
President Horker?
Yes, you guys have some work cut out for you. Good luck.
Good luck.
Very much. Thank you.
JK.
Okay, ordinance granting special use approval for final planned unit development PUD approval for Phase 1, Lot 2, School District 21 Administration Building for the London Crossing Mixed Use Development at 889 through 903 West Dundee Road, docket 2021-49.
Mr. Clicker.
You have before you tonight Phase 1 of the London Crossing development. Phase 1 is the School District Administration Building for District 21. Phase 2 of this project is slated to go in front of the Plan Commission on December 15th and will actually be in front of the Village Board for consideration of the final plat and the rest of Phase 2 on December 20th. So with that, they are requesting some relief under the PUD guidelines. They do have some code reliefs that have been requested, and that is number one, the MXT B3 general commercial calls for side yard setbacks of the greater of 15 feet or the building height, which in this case is 54.67 feet. The London Crossing Plan provides a side yard setback of 32 feet. Two, the MXT B3 general commercial-based zoning on building size calls for 162 parking spaces. The London Crossing Plan provides 112 spaces for this lot. The MXT B3 general commercial calls for building height limit of 50 feet. The London Crossing Plan allows for a building height of 54.7 feet. This was reviewed by the Plan Commission on their November 17th meeting and was recommended for approval with the following conditions, and that would be the condition 1. With Phase 2, the petitioner shall submit a revised landscaping plan which accounts for the location of all light poles and adjust the landscaping accordingly to remove conflicts. No landscaping shall be reduced, eliminated based on the adjustments. If any subsequent changes are made to the lighting plan, a revised lighting plan shall also be submitted prior to the Village Board action of this request. 2, all infrastructure associated with the functionality of Lot 2 must be constructed in their entirety as designed within the planned development. 3, all underground utilities and detention facilities are subject to the review and approval of all necessary agencies, including but not limited to the IEPA Sanitary, the IEPA Water, IEPA NPDES, MWRD, IDOT, IDNR, and the Village of Wheeling. Condition 4, an irrigation plan or the addition of a note on the landscaping plan shall be included with Phase 2 of the PUD. And Condition 5, lighting near the trash enclosure and southern crosswalk will be further evaluated during Phase 2 of the PUD. With that, the motion was made to approve and it was recommended 7-0.
Questions for Trustee Papantos? No. Did you have something?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm not sure who to ask. There we go.
Mr. Coleman, is that you?
No, that's Mr. Papanikolaou.
Papanikolaou, better.
Sorry.
Good evening, Nick Papanikolaou Jr. I'm president of Wingspan Development Group. Thank you for considering our project. We're excited to bring this forward and really get moving on site. So here to answer any questions that you have. I also have George Nemarakis with Archon Associates, the architect, and Mr. Fred Thady from Cage Civil Engineering.
Thank you, Mr. Papanikolaou, and I'm not sure who to ask this question to. I guess my only concern about this project, and as far as the school district goes, is the reduction in parking. It seems to be a large reduction in parking for a community service building. If this was just administrative and, and board meetings, I can say, yeah, probably you'll never meet the 112, but the fact that there'll be community services, what's your backup plan or somebody's backup plan?
We've extensively reviewed that with the existing London site next door. So when you look at the combination of the parking as part of our proposed project, as well as the existing parking that exists there, there's an adequate surplus.
So people can just park a little farther away and walk?
Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
Thank you.
Welcome.
I think you built in a sidewalk specifically for that, didn't you?
Yes, there's connectivity to the London site with ours.
Thank you. Questions, left, right? If there are no other questions, I need a motion for approval.
So moved.
Trustee Lang, second.
Second.
Trustee Rufato, roll call, please.
Trustee Krueger?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Rufato?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
President Horker?
Yes.
Thank you. See you in a few weeks.
Looks like a nice building.
Thank you. Well, he's the designer.
Clerk Brady, items L through O, please.
Sure. Resolution declaring a voluntary tax year 2020 surplus in the North Milwaukee Lake Cook Tax Increment Financial District Fund and authorizing the distribution of such to the Cook County Treasurer's Office. Resolution declaring an intergovernmental agreement-required tax year 2020 surplus in the South Milwaukee Manchester Drive Tax Increment Financial District Fund and authorizing the distribution of such to the Cook County Treasurer's Office. N, resolution declaring a voluntary tax year 2020 surplus in the South Milwaukee Manchester Drive Tax Increment Financial District Fund and authorizing the distribution of such to the Cook County Treasurer's Office. O, resolution declaring a voluntary tax year 2020 surplus in the Southeast to Tax Increment Financial District Fund and authorizing the distribution of such to the Cook County Treasurer's Office.
Thank you, Clerk Brady. Mr. Kaplan, it's Christmas time for everybody. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
Or holiday season, sorry.
Right. Thank you, President Horker. As the board is aware, these are our annual resolutions declaring surpluses in some of the village's taxing districts. I'm going to try to explain all four of them at once and then answer any questions you have. The first item is a declaration of surplus of $3.5 million in the Lake Cook, Milwaukee TIF district. This is related to the fact that there are funds in that TIF district fund that are not needed for debt service payments or TIF incentives or infrastructure projects, and therefore can be distributed to the overlapping taxing districts. The second item is in the South Milwaukee TIF district. This is a required surplus distribution per an intergovernmental agreement that the village entered into several years ago with the other taxing districts that requires the village to declare 45% of the annual increment. That totals $816,293, requiring us to declare it as surplus. The third item is also the South Milwaukee TIF district. This is a voluntary surplus of $900,000. Again, there's additional funds in that TIF district that are not needed for any other purpose. And the final one is in the Southeast 2 TIF district. This is for a $1.5 million. It's also a voluntary surplus distribution, and this would be the first time that the village has declared a surplus in the Southeast 2 TIF district. But again, because there's no need for those funds for infrastructure or debt or TIF incentives, they're available for distribution. So that totals $6,716,293, and of that amount, over $915,000 would be distributed to the Village of Wheeling and the Police and Fire pension funds. And as we talked about at the budget meeting earlier this year, this is one of the reasons why the village has been able to contribute more to the police and fire pension funds over the years than has been required by the actuaries because of these TIF surplus distributions. Finally, I would just add that since 2005, when the village began distributing surplus to the other taxing districts, including tonight's recommended surplus distribution, the village has distributed over $52 million in surplus, which I think is quite remarkable and benefits the community as a whole. So with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Go ahead.
Michael, just quickly, expirations on each of those in order.
Sure. The Lake Cook TIF district expires in 27, so there's just a few years left in that TIF district. South Milwaukee is 23, so we're very close to the end of that. And then Southeast is relatively new. It was created in 2014, so it doesn't terminate until 2037.
Thank you, Trustee Lang. And just for clarification for the public in general, you mentioned that there's roughly $900,000 going to be reimbursed to the village, but we already have the money.
Right. We have to.
Why can't we use it for that now? Please explain.
It's sitting in these TIF district funds, which, as you know, are restricted for TIF district eligible expenses, so we can't simply transfer it to our general fund. We have to go through the process of wiring the funds to the Cook County Treasurer's Office, who then distributes all of the money to the overlapping taxing districts. So it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but we send it out and then it comes back to us.
But more importantly, we're prohibited from just taking the money ourselves and using it at any time for these types of uses. This is what keeps all municipalities on the up and up about. This is the surplus. It goes to the county. The county does the filtering and redistribution of it, and then we can use it for our expenses, the same way that the schools, the parks, the libraries can use it for their expenses.
That's exactly right.
Thank you, Mr. Kaplan. Questions or comments from the board? We have none, so we're going to do these again, one at a time. Looking at L, which is declaration of a voluntary tax year 2020 surplus in the North Milwaukee Lake Cook TIF.
So moved.
Give the motion to Trustee Lang, second to Trustee Rufato. Roll call, please.
Trustee Krueger?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Rufato?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
M, resolution declaring an intergovernmental agreement required tax year 2020 surplus in the South Milwaukee Manchester Drive Tax Increment Financing District.
So moved.
Second.
Krueger, second to Trustee Vogel. Roll call, please.
Trustee Krueger?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Rufato?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
President Horker?
Quit
Yes.
giving Lang 2 votes.
It's Cook County.
I changed it.
It's a county. Yeah, they'll sort it out. N, declaring a voluntary tax year 2020 surplus in the South Milwaukee Manchester Drive Tax Increment Financing District.
So moved.
Trustee Lang, second Trustee Rufato. Roll call, please.
Trustee Krueger?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Rufato?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
President Horker?
Yes, and O, declaring a voluntary tax year 2020 surplus in the Southeast 2 Tax Increment Financing District Fund.
So moved.
Trustee
Second.
Krueger, second Trustee Papantos. Roll call, please.
Trustee Krueger?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Rufato?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
President Horker?
Yes.
Then we have one more, I think.
P, which used to be
It's P, right? Yeah.
correct.
Okay. Resolution waiving competitive bidding and approving a proposal for fog, disinfection, and sanitation services for Duraclean in the amount of $77,979.20, with the total spending authorization reflecting $87,500 in the case of additional or emergency services for fiscal year 2022.
Trustee Vito.
Yes, I asked this to be pulled. This is basically a proposal to spend $87,000 on fogging and decontamination every month. And the reason I pulled it was, when I read it, it reminded me of one of the worst times that I can remember in the pandemic when I was watching CNN and Dr. Sanjay Gupta is telling people to disinfect their groceries before they bring them into their house. And I thought to myself, we're never going to get out of this. This guy's telling people to disinfect Coke and potato chips to bring into their house. And then you go to Costco and they're disinfecting shopping carts and they did all that. And I'm thinking to myself when I'm reading this on the agenda, wasn't this debunked? Like, you know, isn't it pretty agreed to be debunked that there's surface transmission, that it's a problem? So I started researching it and found on the CDC website, not some conservative website or something like that, that they went through this, and this is from April of 2021, before the vaccines were even super readily available. They were available, but not to the general public. And they said, the CDC said, In terms of effectiveness of cleaning and disinfection, and fomite is the word they use, and fomite they use as a transmission onto a surface. They said there is little scientific support for routine use of disinfectants in community settings, whether indoor or outdoor, to prevent SARS-CoV-2 transmission from fomites. In public spaces and community settings, available epidemiological data in QMRA, which I Googled to find means quantitative microbial risk assessment, QMRA studies indicate that the risk of SARS-CoV-2 transmission from fomites is low. The CDC went on to say that people can be infected from SARS-CoV-2 through contact with surfaces. However, based on available epidemiological data and studies of environmental transmission factors, surface transmission is not the main route by which SARS-CoV-2 spreads, and the risk is considered to be low. The principal mode by which people are infected with SARS-CoV-2 is through exposure to respiratory droplets carrying infectious virus. In most situations, cleaning surfaces using soap or detergent and not disinfecting is enough to reduce risk. So when I'm reading this and I see that we're going to pay for this, I'm just thinking we need to stop acting like we're in this radioactive, biochemical, horrible microbial infected world, or we're never going to get out of this. And that's why I can't support doing this. It's not even scientific from the CDC, not from the Ron DeSantis fan club, from the CDC saying this is not necessary. So I can't support something that's not necessary, something that's done for theater, something that continues this insanity that we're never going to get out of. That's all I have. Thank you.
Rebuttals or response? Well, no, really. Why not?
What's that?
Rebuttals or response? But they did mention washing the surfaces. We don't wash all the surfaces.
Well, right.
That's the problem.
You want to wash all the surfaces? The transmission is low.
Right.
So if you want to wash the surfaces, it'll be super duper low. And this again is before anyone had the full vaccination. And we have a mask mandate in town. So now you have a masked person who has every opportunity to get vaccinated from this if they want to, now has to, and we're still going to disinfect it like it's some type of biowarfare, environment. It's overkill. I mean, it's been overkill forever, but this is just, it's just more and more of the same. And in this article, I mean, you can look on the CDC website, they said, even if there are these fomites, the mask usage, which I don't buy, but they say the mask usage is a further preventative tool, even if you do have this fomite infection or spread or whatever you want to call it.
Vector. Trustee Kruger.
Thank you. Director Kalp, this is your item, right? So I would ask, this is in addition to our regular cleaning of all of the village buildings, right?
Correct. It's in fact, next meeting we'll be bringing our contract renewal with Crystal Maintenance for our janitorial services.
So this is in addition to our regular janitorial services for all buildings?
Correct.
They also do much more than just the building. They also do the apparatus bay. They do inside the public safety vehicles. It's far more extensive and not comparable to the janitorial service.
Right, I just didn't know if it was something that could be added to our existing janitorial service and perhaps not spend 77 days.
These are specialty machines. The building has to be empty. It's quite a process.
Thank you.
How often do we do the fogging?
Once a week.
And, or if there's what are the specialty,
The specialty services reflect additional service, additional fogging if there is a positive COVID case.
how many times have we had additional fogging?
I don't know what we've spent to date, but the 2021 total budget was for 92,000-ish, and the regular services were slightly less expensive. I think it was like 74. So about the same amount is what is budgeted here, maybe $10,000 worth of special services.
We haven't had any outbreaks or any cases, correct?
Oh, no, we've had plenty of cases. We've not had any outbreaks that we can pinpoint have come through transmissions at work, employee to employee, but we have had plenty of employees who have had COVID.
If I can add, we've had at least a half dozen cases in the last 6 months where we have had them in on special occasions to fog and wipe down surfaces that the employee was near, and also our holding cells, and squad cars when we have had an infected person or employee. Those are the special circumstances.
And admittedly, the CDC does say that within 24 hours to do that if there's been a contamination. The article itself, and to be completely honest, is to say you don't need this blanket fogging like a mosquito abatement every 2 weeks or whatever. If there is someone there, they say you should scrub it down. But that these fomites, even in those situations, the risk is still very low from surface transmission, according to this article.
Question.
Sure.
Can the service be changed to a on-demand?
Yes.
Can we look into that?
I don't know that there's much, I mean, the answer is yes, we can do that.
This is just a spending authority to pay for the service that is outlined in the attachment to the agenda item.
Yeah, and this looks like it's for 15 months or 16 months? It starts in January and goes through...
No, it's a 12-month. It's January to
Oh, I'm
December.
sorry. I was looking at police department and then fire department. I'm sorry. I was looking at it the wrong way.
So basically, you're saying this money is being allocated, and Joe's saying, let's just use it a little smarter when we need to, as opposed to blanketly.
I was, I mean, I don't, the fomite transmission is still even low after there's been an infection according to the CDC. But they say in that situation, if there's been someone there in 24 hours, you should blast it.
Well, as long as you're following this CDC guidelines, I think we're good to go. Not necessarily someone's interpretation of it.
When is the current contract up? 12/31?
Correct.
So we only have one other meeting to address this, right? If we were to table it and figure out what we could do to reduce it or make it more on demand, or...
We can make it on demand simply by your direction right now. There's really not much left to research.
So when there's a case, then we utilize the services.
If that's your direction.
The only question is, what are the costs? You have this, so are you saying you're still looking for an approval of $77,000?
Allocated.
Allocated. Okay, thank you. Yeah.
So if we don't use it, we spend it somewhere else.
We can come back with a specific time and materials, if that makes more sense. I mean, I guess I'm looking for direction. Is that what the board wants to do?
Does that give you enough time? I mean,
It's a phone call.
You're coming back to us till the 20th.
It's a phone call.
Okay.
It's just breaking this contract down, and instead of having it be a scheduled twice or once a week event, we just get a time and materials cost.
Could we approve, Mr. Ferrolo, would it be acceptable for the board to give direction to amend the contract to be on a time and material basis
I would say we should wait until we have that in front of us, because that's not on the agenda tonight for consideration. And under the Open Meetings Act, we really should be voting on what we have on the agenda or tabling it. So I think you can table this item, vote on this item. Those are your options. But to get we should get a time and materials proposal that we can put on an agenda,
Let's poll and see should there be direction to issue a request for time and material proposal? Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Kruger?
Yes.
Trustee Rufato?
Yes.
I see no problem with that, yes. So the direction, Mr. Ferrolo, should be to vote no on this or table it?
Table.
Right, motion to table C.
Would that be your motion, Trustee Kruger?
That would be my motion, please.
Thank you, Trustee Kruger. I need a second.
Second, and that's
Trustee
13P.
P, correct.
P is in.
Second, Trustee Papantos, as in P. Roll call, Clerk Brady.
Trustee Kruger?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Rufato?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
President Horker?
Yes. Official communications? Raise your hand.
I'm not on there, but I figured
You're not on there. What do you got?
I just want to take the opportunity to advertise the second, what we believe will now be annual, Village of Wheeling and Wheeling Historical Society Santa on Your Street event. We have expanded the event from 4 days to 5 days, beginning this year on December 13th, running through December 17th. There is a flyer available on the village's website that lists each of the village's residential neighborhoods by day so that everyone can plan their participation. There will be, again, a GPS on Santa and an opportunity to track him live. All of that information is currently on our website. The GPS will go live with all the appropriate links as we get closer to the event. But again, it is December 13th through December 17th, and it is on your street.
That is excellent. Anyone else? Trustee Papantos?
Thank you. In the consent agenda, we approved this evening a resolution for insurance.
Yeah.
It just astounded me that our liability insurance is close to $1 million a year. And that's due to a lot, that number could have been higher if not due to a lot of work from Finance Department and trying to get a better rate in a different pool. So I want to thank your department, Director Kaplan, in working on that. It's getting to a point where I don't know how we can survive at rates like this. You know, we had a public hearing on the budget and no one spoke, but people ask, you know, why is there a levy increase or what are you doing with the money? $1 million just in liability insurance, not any, you know, claims or deductibles or anything else. It is a lot of money. And, you know, we did garner close to $1 million, I guess, in surplus from the TIF districts, but that's not something that we're going to see every year. And I don't think these rates are going to go down. I think they're going to continue to rise. And it is kind of scary.
I agree with you, and we're hoping that this is just, you know, a bad insurance market at this point. We've seen that before throughout history, going back as far as the 1980s. There are times when the insurance market is bad and our premiums are high, and then times when it's good and our premiums are low. So we're hoping to weather the storm and that better times are on the horizon, but there's no guarantee.
Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Papantos. If there are no other questions or comments, we have the bills before you for November 11th through December 1st of 2021. I need a motion for their approval.
So moved.
Motion, Trustee Vogel, second.
Second.
Trustee Rufato, roll call, please.
Trustee Kruger?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Rufato?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
President Horker?
Yes, we have no executive session this evening, which means we can go home now. We need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion, Trustee Rufato, second, Trustee Kruger, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Good night. Thank you all for sharing your evening with us. No, I refuse.